What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's up, bro? How's it
Chilling,
going?
baby. You already know. Get to talk a little ball today.
Yeah.
Little season predictions.
Dude, you know I've been waiting for this one for so long.
Hey, I believe you, Mr. 15-1.
Well, I've been hounding you about it the past month. Like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, when we doing that prediction one? When we doing that prediction one?
I'm ready to put the Steelers as the number 1 overall seed, 15-1. Big Ben MVP, Juju offensive rookie of the year, or offensive player of the year.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
I might
full homer with it, man.
I might shock you with some of these picks.
I'm ready to hear it.
Yeah, no,
I'm
for
ready to
sure.
hear it, man.
Well, I want to ask you one thing, though. I'm running into a dilemma with these podcasts here.
Uh-huh.
Because you know it's a bad look to constantly rotating through shirts.
Uh-huh.
So I think I've went through every podcast where I've had a different shirt on. I think you have too.
Yeah.
You've made it a point to do that, right?
Always got to change shirts, bro. Always.
I'm running into a problem with the hats. Because I really like this hat.
But you wear it.
I wore it on the last one.
I remember that. And it looked good. North Face. Yeah,
So,
trucker style.
So what do I do? Do I just own it where it's just I don't care. I'm just going to wear the same hats? Because I really like this one.
Well, this is my thing, right? The hat, I think you could get away with. A hat is kind of like shoes. It's an accessory piece, right?
Right.
So if you wanted to wear the same pair of shoes, whether it was your Crocs or your Nike slides, whatever it may be, you could get away with that. But the shirt and pants, if that pops up over and over and over, yeah.
I don't think I've worn the same one. I think
you've been good so far.
We can go back on the tapes. I haven't. Because it's a bad look. As as dumb as it sounds.
Well, especially with the video element.
Because if we do a video now, it's September already.
Right.
And I wore the same shirt back in April. What's that gonna matter?
Right.
Somehow subliminally, deep down.
If you were the hat, this is the thing. We record typically 2 to 3 times a week. Yeah. So if you got the same hat on, the same shirt on 2 to 3 times in different videos, different topics, then it's going to be a little suspicious. They're going to start asking questions about
you. Think it's cool to start wearing some of the shirts that we first started recording with then?
Yeah. But what you do, just change the hat up. Or
sometimes
put the hat
I didn't wear a hat. Yeah.
Put the hat backwards. That's, for me, the thing they always joke about with the TV stuff, since I do some of the Steelers TV and doing some of the analyst stuff, you got the same couple of suits and you just switch the shirt up, switch the tie up, little subtle things to make it that suit looks nice. That's a whole new suit.
Right.
Yeah. New tie, new shirt, baby. That's it.
Okay, cool.
You got options with it, though.
I'll try to plan a little bit better, even though planning's really not my thing. But
hey, but man code, remember, you should be able to just do what you want to do because you're a man, bro.
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
Don't worry about what the masses of people that watch and listen to the podcast, all the Steelers fans that come out to hear you talk.
Yeah,
to hear you talk ball. Don't worry about that.
You know what I think I'm going to do, too? Obviously, you see I'm a little unkempt. Haven't been shaving, really.
I seen.
I think what I'm going to do, though, I'll shave before this Sunday game. Okay. And I'm just going to roll it out on win streaks.
Oh.
So I'm gonna have a beard most of the season if my prediction's right.
all up until the last week of the season, right? When they resting their starters.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm gonna do that for the show or whatever to keep things interesting.
I like that. Jesus.
But yeah, so you ready to get into these predictions, man?
I am, man. So the real question is, obviously we're gonna start playoff talk, right? Who we're predicting to make it into the playoffs.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want to start AFC or NFC though?
I kind of want to do NFC.
All right, let's knock it out. Let's start NFC first then.
Okay.
All right, we're going 1 to 6, right?
You have the records associated with them.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know the only team that really matters is Steelers, and you said 15-1, so that's the only team I really care about.
Okay. All right. So how are we gonna? You want to go 6-1?
Let's go 1 to 6. I like that. I want to know who the 1 seed is.
I like the team that barely sneaks in.
Absolutely.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I like this. Then you want me to start off?
Yeah. Well, you start this off because I'll start the AFC off.
Okay.
Because I think we're gonna have some differences.
Okay. My 1 seed for the NFC is the Packers.
The Packers. Okay, believing in Aaron Rodgers, huh?
I am. I'm believing in the comeback here. I think this new new coach.
Yeah.
There's all this talk that they might not be getting along, him and Rodgers, but I feel like Rodgers is this open-minded guy, even though he'll say whatever to the media, but that's just, I think, more of his thoughtfulness coming out and his honesty. I think at the end of the day, these guys are very much in the same era. I'm not sure how old LaFleur is.
LaFleur
He
is
actually looks younger than Rodgers. So I'm sure like he's coming into this, the head coach is, and thinking like, man, I got this MVP quarterback, like an all-time great. Like I'm gonna be willing to switch up my stuff a little bit. And I think Rodgers, like at this point, especially with this young guy coming in, like he's gonna have to as well.
True.
Like where it's just gonna be like this open dialogue, and I feel like it's not gonna be as much of your traditional head coach player relationship. I think it's gonna be cool. Like I don't know, like this almost like friendly, like almost like a Cliff and Kyler Murray thing.
Right. Well, I was even thinking about McVay out in LA with the Rams. Same concept, a younger coach, especially for Rodgers. When you think about, he's had Mike McCarthy for a numerous amount of years now, and his style, his play call, and his offensive mind was nowhere near what Aaron Rodgers liked or what Aaron Rodgers thought should be, in terms of what calls should be made and the schemes and stuff like that. So I think Matt LaFleur, man, bringing in that young, current, up to date.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just like a little rejuvenation there.
Absolutely,
and
man.
They've been loading up on defense. Like their defense hasn't been like crazy good.
Yeah.
I think it's been almost like the Steelers. Like it wasn't crazy good for a stretch of like 3 to 4 years, but there was a lot of draft picks being used, and free agents coming in.
Absolutely.
I think the same will be for the Packers. Like they're gonna be top 15, top 10.
So are they 15-1?
No, you want the record?
Yeah, let me hear the
12-4.
Oh, okay.
Packers, yes.
12-4. All right, okay. So that was your 1 seed.
Yes.
Do you want to go all year 6, or should I do my one while you do your one?
I like the one. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I like going back and forth with the ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my 1 seed, I got the Saints. I'm believing in Drew Brees. I think they're still fired up from last year. I mean, they went back-to-back years essentially being a game away or a play away from making it to the Super Bowl. When you look at their roster offensively and defensively, they're still very stacked. Like you said, man, when you just look at the players that they have playing in that dome in New Orleans, it's set up for them perfectly. And I just think that their main competition last year was the Rams. I have the Rams, I think, taking a little bit of a step back.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I think the Saints get the 1 seed, man.
Okay.
And for my record, I guess, man, they playing in the NFC. They in the NFC South on top of that. I'm willing to go 12-4. Matter of fact, I'll go 13-3 for them.
13-3 for the Saints.
I think 13-3 for the Saints, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll bring it up now because you're not going to hear of the Saints on mine.
Okay.
So they're going 8-8 and missing the playoffs.
Okay, fair enough. I'm excited to see. I want to hear who you got replacing these guys, man.
These big playoff losses are taking a toll on them.
Okay.
They're due for a down year because the last 10 years, especially in that NFC South, all those teams have been up and down. 1 year they make it, have a really good year.
Except the Saints. The Saints have been the more consistent team.
I'm telling you, they've had a couple years where they've been 8-8 there, so they're due.
Yeah.
So
okay. All right. Okay. I like the boldness. All right. No Saints for Deke. All right.
No Saints. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
Now.
So all right. Dang. So you got the Packers as your 1 seed. Who's your 2 seed?
My
then?
2 seed's the Rams. They'll go 12-4. They're just gonna have a nonchalant year, solid.
Yeah.
Gurley's gonna have not what he had last year in terms of production, but over 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns.
So he's healthy. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, he's gonna be healthy all year. They'll probably bring in some of those backs for some spot carries, and it's just gonna be an easy year for the Rams.
Okay,
like Goff's gonna put up. I don't know what he put up last year, like 4,000 yards, maybe like 28 touchdowns.
Right. Okay.
Not too much you're hearing from him. Defense is solid, and so they're gonna be good.
It's funny. I never thought I would agree with you on anything with a list, but we actually are on the same page with the Rams at the 2 seed.
Yeah, I have 12-4,
and I think I agree. I think it's a quiet 12. It's not like last year where every game was high scoring or you want to tune in, it's primetime television, this and that. I don't think it's going to be that way. I think they're going to get the 12. I don't even know how the 4 losses come into play, but I definitely think like it's just like a slow and consistent. They're winning. They're just winning.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
Maybe
nothing
like
flashy.
A consistent, like 3-1 throughout the year.
Right. That's what I'm thinking, man.
And like if you break all those games up into 4,
right, and they're good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I definitely think they'll be the 2 seed, but nowhere near like how it was last year, where it was them and the Saints going at it, and you're like, man, which team is going to lose one game?
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's gonna be like that this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Although you got them both in the top slots.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
My number 3 seed. Falcons.
You are rolling the dice on that NFC South, man. My man said Saints are not gonna make 8-8, and then we're gonna come back with the Falcons, led by Matt Ryan.
I'm telling you, this is the flip year. This is the flip year.
All right, Matty Ice is gonna redeem himself, huh? We got Julio.
Not fully, just making the playoffs.
Not fully, just enough.
Just enough.
Just enough for the 3 seed. That's it.
Just enough for the 3 seed.
Win the division.
Yeah,
9-7.
They got Calvin Ridley. He's gonna come on strong. Julio.
Absolutely.
They've been loading up on defense a little bit too. I mean, his year last year was pretty much underrated.
No, it was
just because of what happened in the Super Bowl the year before. Like people were really down on him.
But you can't be up that big in the Super Bowl and find a way to, not win. Especially when they started throwing the ball more. It wasn't like they said, we're just going to run the ball and hope the clock runs out. No. They said, yo, we're going to put the game on your shoulders. We're going to let you keep throwing the ball.
This is all fair. I'm just talking regular season.
I don't believe in them. Matty, no ice.
So you said 9-7. Actually, they're my 3 seeds, so I'm 10-6.
All right. Okay.
NFC's tight.
Okay.
The records are all tight in the NFC.
So my 3 seed, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. And here's why. I think the situation in Dallas, not knowing when Zeke's going to come back. 1 minute they're saying, oh, he's about to sign an extension. Next, oh, they're nowhere close. They're prepared for him to sit out. He was going to come back. I think all of that definitely gets them off to a rocky start. And if you look at the history of the NFC East, no team has won it back-to-back. Every year they alternate. 1 year it's the Redskins. Next year it's the Giants. Then it's the Cowboys. Yeah, but literally every year in the NFC East, that's how it always is. Nobody has went back-to-back. So I'm like, okay, the Cowboys were good last year, man. It's not going to happen again this year. As much as I have my doubts about Carson Wentz's health, I think that he stays healthy enough for them to easily knock out 10 wins, get that 3rd seed, win the division. So that's why I got Philly in there. Okay. Even though if they had Nick Foles, they'd probably do a lot better. Oh, just throwing that out there, baby.
So my 4th seed is the NFC East winner. So I have the Cowboys, actually.
Oh, okay. So the Cowboys will go back-to-back. First team in the NFC East to do it. All right. Okay, one you going with history, next you going without it. All right, I like where this is going, baby.
So Zeke's coming back week 1. And
you gonna lead him to the promised land?
Not promised land. I just think it's gonna be like an NFC East type of year for all those teams.
It always comes down to the last week.
It's gonna
of the
be
season.
tight. You're gonna have so I have Cowboys at 10-6, the 4 seed.
Okay.
You have the Eagles at 8-8, 9-7.
Okay.
One of those teams, the Redskins or Giants, might surprise and be in the mix at like 7-9. The other one's gonna just completely fall off and suck. I don't know. It's just gonna be similar to last year, I think, for the Cowboys. Like nothing like crazy eventful. Yeah. Offense is gonna be decent with Zeke and
defense
Cooper
gonna
out
carry
there.
him. You saying?
Yeah, that's about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too high on them after the regular season. I think they're just gonna get it done. I'm more down on the Eagles. I think 2 years of that crazy year, them winning the Super Bowl, and then last year
they still had a chance to do some stuff in the playoffs. They won a playoff game last year.
I know, barely getting in, but that was probably more because you mentioned Foles.
Hey, man, I believe in Nick Foles.
Dude, but, I mean, I don't know if they were going to make it if Wentz didn't get hurt and Foles came in. Something switched.
You're right.
So I'll be interested to see because this will be, almost 3 years or like 2.5 years before we get the full season of Wentz and seeing the chemistry come together for the full year. So I guess I'm just a little. But
he did sign a big contract extension, so I'm hoping that all that carries over, and that's going to pay dividends for that man.
I'm going with a little too much hype on the Eagles, or too much of a for sure thing of them winning, as opposed to the Cowboys. A lot of people are down on them. A lot of people think there's going to be turmoil. But they're going to rise above that and have a little chip on their shoulder. So.
All right. That'll be interesting. So your 4th seed was the Cowboys. My 4th seed was your 1 seed, the Packers.
Okay.
I have them finishing in 4th. I think that they win the division over the Bears. I don't think the Vikings with Kirk Cousins is going to be enough He was very inconsistent last year. Didn't really perform up to his contract level. And the Lions are the Lions. It's just hard for me to say that they're gonna surprise me in that regard with Matthew Stafford. I think we know who he is by now. But with Aaron Rodgers coming back, I think that he's fired up. He definitely has something to prove. And I think he is going to have a really good statistical season, like without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I still have some question marks when you look at their roster. It's like, I know they're Steeler-like in the way that those guys have developed, but I think the Steelers have still the better tier of talent.
100%.
And that's where I'm just kind of like, I don't know. But I think Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's due for one of those Hail Mary winning passes, doing something crazy, showing up with the nice mustache and somebody's costume. Like, I'm here for all of that. So I'm like, you know what? They'll be the 4th seed, and I think they still get the 10 wins too.
Yeah, no, definitely. Absolutely. League's better when Rodgers is around, and then it's more interesting. So I'm hoping for that too. All right, my 5 is the Seahawks.
The Seahawks, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tight race between them and the Rams for that division. They'll be 11-5.
Yeah,
Rams at the 12-4. Just it's the Seahawks. They've been there. They've been around the block, and they get it done. They got Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson.
Just traded for Jadeveon Clowney.
Defense will be solid. So
absolutely,
I think they'll be in the wild card. So it's the Seahawks. I don't really have too much to say about them. Yeah. Like, there's nothing like that. You said Jadeveon Clowney, but like from a year-to-year basis, there isn't like some type of big change where you're like, oh, now that they got this player, now that they got this coach.
They're super consistent, man. Yeah, so they like the draft and develop.
There's something to be said for that. So I think they'll be in the wild card.
Okay, so my 5th seed, I have the Chicago Bears. I believe in their defense, man. Obviously, they lose Vic Fangio, their DC last year. He goes and becomes the head coach for the Denver Broncos, but when you look at the talent that they have, they still got Khalil Mack over there. They still have the back end playing at extremely high level. I love all those pieces. The only reason they're a 5th seed and not higher is because I don't believe in Mitch Trubisky. I think that he's the guy that you can win with in terms of he won't beat you and turning the ball over, but you're not going to win because of him.
Right.
And I think that's the situation there. But I think structure, like the way they're structured, they can run the ball. Defense is how they're going to get it done, and they just got to hit their field goals. If they hit their field goals, they're in the second round of the playoffs last year, and who knows what happens. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right there with the Bears, man. So I got them. I think they're a 9-win team.
Okay.
Yes, I got them winning 9. Yeah.
I'm not a believer in them at all. I think they're going to be trash. Dude.
Okay. 6-10. Well, I mean, you this is the guy who got the Falcons as the 3 seed, so it doesn't surprise me that you know.
They're going to be Bears are going to be this year's Jags of last year.
Okay.
A lot of hype from Jacksonville because they had a good season, decent season, but they had a good playoff run.
Right.
And similar situation, good defense.
Okay.
Not too much a believer in the quarterback, but if you want to debate Bortles versus Trubisky, I mean,
Trubisky.
Yeah, I mean, you laid it out there like he's not gonna go out there and completely win you a game, but he's not gonna do the stuff Bortles
will lose you a game. That's the difference. Bortles will make you lose. Trubisky, he's not gonna make you lose, but he's not gonna make you win either. He's gonna do his job, and that's the Bears. They can win with that.
I'm saying
the Jags would have won with that last year if they weren't turning the ball over, man.
I think Bears will be let down of the year this year.
Okay. So I'm interested to hear what's your 6th seed then, man.
6th seed.
Since you got no Saints, no Bears. Jeez, where are we going with this, man?
Super Cam's back, baby.
Oh, okay.
Bounce back year for him too.
I can see that.
So, I think you'll see them coming back with Cam. He's gonna be motivated more than ever.
Absolutely.
Actually, I don't want to. Well, wait. Did we say we were gonna do comeback player of the year?
We could throw that in there. That's
fine.
I'll
just say it right now because I think he's going to be comeback player of the year. And, it's that NFC South that, we were saying it with the NFC East, but before I was saying it with the NFC South, I just think this team and the Falcons are due to one-up the Saints, and then Bucs are just going to be on that steady low.
Okay. I like that. Now,
and here's the thing with Cam. I think some of his offensive pieces are there this year. I think
McCaffrey,
that Samuel dude and that DJ Moore could be some electrifying pieces for him.
I agree with that.
And then Greg Olsen, hopefully being healthy. That's his favorite target. Christian McCaffrey. think the offense will be a little better. He adds that dynamic that not a lot of quarterbacks have with that potential running it on short down plays and just making things happen. And then defense will be solid. Panthers defense is always pretty solid.
Absolutely. So it's funny, man. I actually had the Panthers as my first team out.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't make it, and I have the Seahawks getting in.
Okay.
I think with Russell Wilson, similar to a lot of the things you said when you were talking about them, just super consistent. They always find a way to get in, whether they got to get 9 wins, whether they got to string off and get 10 at the end just to get that last wildcard spot, they find a way. Mm-hmm. And just with Russell Wilson, man, you don't, like, some people love him, some people don't. He's not the most flashy quarterback, but he's consistent. He gets the job done. And even when you look at his numbers last year, he was in the race. Like, people were talking about him as an MVP candidate, as an Offensive Player of the Year candidate. So he still is playing at a very high level, signed the contract extension this offseason as well. So now that's not going to be lingering over them in the organization. So I think that they definitely get it done, man.
That's a good 6. Yeah. Do you want to go into
AFC?
How the playoffs will play out for the NFC, or no, we'll both do the playoffs at the same time?
Oh, man.
I said we do playoffs at the same time.
Let's do it at the same time.
Yeah. All right. So AFC then.
Okay, your number 1 seed is Steelers.
How do you
15-1.
know? How do you know?
and I'm sure you got the win in the Super Bowl too, right? I'm just throwing it out there. I just, just a hunch. Just a hunch. So my 1 seed.
I don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah, all right. So my 1 seed, I'm a firm believer in, to beat the man, you got to beat the man. So until they get knocked off, I got the Patriots the number 1. They coming back with Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. Obviously, they won the Super Bowl last year. Every year people talk about, this is the year they're falling off. This is the year it's over for them. People been saying this for the past 5-6 years. It hasn't happened. So until I see otherwise, I got the Patriots the number 1 seed, man.
The man's going to get beat week 1.
Hey, well, I don't have an issue with that. And the funny thing is this. When you look over the past couple of years, the first 3 weeks, they always get whopped by somebody. The Chiefs has got them a couple of times early on, but like consistently. And that's always what starts this is the year. It's over. And then they'll just casually knock off 10 in a row, 11 in a row. So until I see otherwise, I'm not doing that. Yeah. So yeah.
That's fair. I
Patriots mean, the 1 seed. I got them going 13-3.
I can't really argue with that because I have them going the same record, by the way. So I have them at the 2 seed.
No, who's your 1 seed though?
13.
Who's your 1 seed? Don't skip your 1 seed. Let me hear the 1 seed again. I just want to make sure it's on record. That's all.
It's on record, man.
All right.
It's on record.
I like the fact you standing by it, man.
You see it in the comments. You see me.
I mean, and I love the Steelers. Don't get it wrong. Like, that's my squad. Retired as a Steeler. Like, the utmost love and respect. But that 15-1, whew, cha. 15-1, tough.
Hey man, Carolina did it a few years back. Like,
that was fluky, bro. I'm telling you, we went 13-3 one year. I was like, yo, we got out of some fights. We like, whoo, like everything was going right that year, man.
Yeah, 15-1 for the Steelers. Right. I'm sticking with it.
Okay, so who's your 2 seed? This is you already got your Steelers at 15-1.
Big year all around for the Steelers. My 2 seed is Patriots.
Patriots at 13-3.
13-3, same record. Okay. I can't argue with really what you're saying. They have a consistently weak division with the AFC East. They're basically guaranteed 5-1, 6-0 out of there, and they make sure they don't make the mistakes week in and week out.
They're not going to ever beat themselves.
Yeah. So 13-3, 12-4 wouldn't be surprised either. They'll be one of the top 3 seeds. It'll be really nice if they do get the 3 seed and don't get that first round bye.
True.
But I see it happening. 2 seed for them.
I mean, historically, they've pretty much had a lock on those first round byes, man. So, all right, my number 2 seed is the Chiefs. I believe, man, Pat Mahomes, he comes back, has another fired up, hot season. Still got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. I think the addition of LaShawn McCoy is a huge asset for them. Ever since they lost Kareem Hunt, they kind of were. I mean, even Damian, I think it's Damian Wilson. I think Williams. Damian Williams. He came in and performed well, but he's no Shady.
No.
And I think Shady, man, hooking him back away, Andy Reid.
Well, dude, you're not
Philly connection, bro.
You're not buying the downplay because Reid already said he's like, all right, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Someone asked him about it, so you're not buying that.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. It's a reason why they went and signed him within 24 hours of him being released. You don't just sign him within 24 hours of him being released. We'll see how it goes.
There was a few teams interested in him.
Absolutely, because he's still a hot commodity. And The only reason Buffalo decided to release him instead of like trading him was just because he was supposed to get $9 million this year. If he was getting the $5 million that he signed for with the Chiefs in Buffalo, he would have still been on the roster right now, or he would have got traded and plenty of teams would have wanted him. But the fact that he had that $9 million price tag over 30, they're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
and that's kind of how that played out. But I think he's gonna definitely have something to prove, even more so, because first off, last year the injuries he sustained and just the offense in Buffalo really held him back. It hindered him. So he had his worst season as a professional. Now he's coming back. He's healthy. He's pissed off because he got released by the Bills. And he's back with his boy Andy Reid, who he had the most success that he ever had in his career with.
Yeah.
So I think all of those things factor into them having a big year. Chiefs winning. I got them going 12-4.
Okay. So I got them at 3.
Yeah.
I got them 11-5.
Okay.
I really don't want to buy into the Chiefs. I've been doing this uphill battle all year last year. I don't know what it is. It's just you don't want to see the new face taking over the league. Like I'm so used to seeing Rodgers, Brady.
You want the Blue Bloods to be the winners, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the new kids on the block, baby.
It's tough seeing Mahomes and Goff and some of these guys.
I like the new guys, man. I like it.
I don't want to buy in, but they got too much firepower.
Yeah.
Reed's a really good coach.
Okay.
I don't think the rest of the AFC is as strong as the NFC either. So
I agree.
There's no reason for them not to be double-digit wins. Like I said, I have them going 11-5, winning the division. I think that division's actually going to be, division. Yeah. The what is that? The AFC
West. Yeah.
I think that whole division's going to be down in general. So they'll go 11-5. Maybe a little hiccup or two here along the road, but they're going to be solid. A lot of firepower.
So the Chiefs are your 3 seed. Yeah. I like that. So my 3 seed, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got them at 11-5. I gave them an extra win because of the Colts situation.
And we play them this year, right?
Yeah. And I think, man, when you just look at the roster and how the guys developed, I think Devin Bush is going to be a star in this league. Offensively, I think the emergence of James Washington, I think he's going to still have a big year. Obviously, James Conner is ready to come back and put together another Pro Bowl performance. Juju's definitely ready to take that next step forward. Ben has a chip on his shoulder. Ben has something to prove. And then defensively, it's set up perfect because you got Javon Hargrave, Bud Dupree, Artie Burns, and Sean Davis all playing for contracts, all playing for money. And everybody knows when it's contract year, you ball out. So when I think about all of that incentive, all that motivation, they lock up Joe Hayden, beautiful deal for him. It's in place for them to be successful, man. And Boz is back to being the Wizard of Boz. So yeah, I got them going, getting that 11 wins, man, 11-5, 3rd seed, and they make it happen.
I'm good with that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good with that. All the reasons that you said is, I guess, why I have them just a little better. It's there's just a bigger magnitude to it.
Okay.
But so my 4th seed is Jacksonville at 10-6 on the comeback year.
Oh, Lord.
Winning the AFC South.
All right.
I think we talked about it last podcast. Flying under the radar.
Yeah,
The defense is solid. There's something to Nick Foles. He's going to bring that magic down that he's been having the last 2 years.
He's going to run the Philly special in Jacksonville, the Jacksonville special now? Okay.
He is, especially with Luck being out in that AFC South. It's a little bit more wide open. If Luck was playing, I'd have a hard time having them not win the division. But with him out, I like Jacksonville this year.
All right.
I think Fournette is due for a big one too.
Hey, how many wins you got Jacksonville getting this year, man?
10-6.
10 wins. Okay,
dude. That after that top 3, Steelers, Patriots, and Chiefs, it's gonna be tight between 4 to probably 8. Like that 7 and 8 that doesn't make it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really a tight race there.
Okay. So my 4 seed, I have the Houston Texans.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, Kenny Stills. They bring in Laramie Tunsil, solidifies the O-line. Carlos Hyde is the running back. Duke Johnson get changed up back. Defensively, you still got J.J. Watt. Ton of talent. Yeah. We already know what to expect from them. These guys have been playing at a high level, and they're due, man. Deshaun Watson is taking that next leap. I think that he's ready to go ahead and prove that he should be mentioned in that next tier of top tier quarterbacks, that new wave of guys. And I think he's going to prove it this year, man. He stays healthy. Yeah, I definitely got them winning 10 wins. 10 games, man. So
got you.
Yeah. 10-6, they win the AFC South. Easy money. No competition in that division.
Oh.
No competition in that division. They'll have it won with probably 2 to 3 weeks left in the season, man. I'm calling it.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I guess I see that division a little tighter. So my 5 spot's the Browns at 10-6.
Okay. Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Not really.
Yeah, you gotta be drinking something, man. Them boys went from what? 0-16, 1-15.
I think what's hurting me is I already said they'd go 10-6. So
so you locked in. Now you gotta buy.
I locked in. And I told you at the time I said 10-6. I'm like, you know what? I'm just being more optimistic about this because all signs to me are pointing like way overhyped. They haven't done it before. They got their target on their back. They have a tough schedule.
9-7 at best, man.
And I think they're just going to let people down. But you know what? Baker, Odell, they got some talent.
I mean,
on
they
defense.
have a ton of talent, man.
Miles Garrett, they got Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
And Njoku at tight end. They got really good backs. So
and they even picked up Ricky Seals-Jones from the Cardinals, man. They claimed him off of waivers as well. So
I'm trying to add it up in my head right now, actually, because they're going to lose both to the Steelers.
They're going to split one with Baltimore at least. I think the only team they sweep in the division is the Bengals, man.
So it's going to be a tough 10-6.
However they got to get it according to you, man. So my 5th seed, I got to go with the LA Chargers. I think Phillip Rivers, he still gets it done. Regardless of if Melvin Gordon is there or not, I think Keenan Allen, Mike Williams out there, they have more than enough. Hunter Henry at tight end, they're good. Defensively, I think it hurts losing Derwin James, which is why I have them at the 5th seed or not higher. If Derwin James was out there, I think that him mixed with Joey Bosa, I think they would have a ton of stuff up there, but their pass rush is really going to catapult them and get them through. And that's what I'm banking on. So that's why I got them at the 5th seed, 9-7. Yeah.
Dude, I told you that AFC, that bottom tier between the 4 to like the 8 and 9 is going to be tight. Because I'm not that high on the Chargers, but like, what's the difference between them going 8-8, missing the playoffs, and, that 9-7 you're talking about, barely sneaking in?
Right.
I have the Texans at the 6th spot.
Okay.
9-7.
I like that.
So for all the reasons you said, they got all the firepower.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I could see them going on a stretch at the beginning where 1-3, 2-4, people start counting them out, and then they start stringing off some wins and have the momentum and sneak into the wild card at the end of the year.
Okay,
so that's what I could see happening with the Texans.
Okay, so my
little too much just action going on in the offseason for me with them. All these trades, maneuvers going around.
They've been making some major moves, man.
Watson's line hasn't been there last year. We talked about it previously.
Right.
Obviously, bringing Tunsil over is going to help that, but there still might be some chaos there.
Okay.
With what he's dealing with on every snap he's taking and trying to escape the pocket. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, my 6th seed, man, I'm going with a surprise pick. I got the Buffalo Bills getting in there, man. Absolutely. I know you were talking about that division being weak, but when you look at their roster, defensively, they finished, top 2, and all those pieces are coming back except Kyle Williams, but then you draft Ed Oliver.
Josh Allen making the step.
Well, this is my thing. When you look at Josh Allen last year, he didn't have a lot of weapons around him. His offensive line was terrible. They've helped that offensive line out a lot. Obviously, bringing in Mitch Morse helps a ton, showing up the interior aspect of it. The running game, you bring in Frank Gore, who's been balling. He's the ageless wonder. He's the offensive version of Debo.
I thought Dolphins would be his last year.
Oh,
and you look at his yards per carry, he balls out. Solid.
He's the offensive version of James Harrison. That's what he is, man. Like, he's gonna be 40 out there, still getting 3-4 yards a pop. That's what he does. It doesn't look pretty, but he gets the job done. I think the rookie Devin Singletary as well, that played a part in them releasing Shady McCoy because he's very similar to him but younger. So I think that he's going to be able to come and have an immediate impact. The receivers, they helped out a ton, man. They bring in John Brown out of Baltimore, who's been known to be a guy who could take the top off of defense. Cole Beasley as well. So I think those two dudes, man, definitely find some type of success.
Well, dude, how about shout out to hometown talent here, Foster.
Oh yeah,
Foster last
absolutely.
year coming on strong.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Like I hope he can keep it going.
Me too, man.
Because it's between him and the other dude, Zay Jones, right?
Yeah.
For that 3rd spot.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be really cool. And dude, he showed up. Like,
well, and you got to think, man. Like Josh Allen, he has a crazy strong arm, can run, but his accuracy was the issue. now that he has better weapons and better talent around him, more protection, now I think he's going to have a chance to actually become a better passer. I was up there a little bit during training camp, got to see firsthand.
You got that inside scoop here.
So I saw it firsthand. I'm like, okay, he's definitely taking steps in the right direction. The defense is still flying around. Jerry Hughes he just signed his extension. He's ready to go and get 10 more sacks this season. The other Edmonds brother, not Trey, not Terrell, but Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah.
I feel like personally might be the best of the Edmond brothers. He's a freak. His size, speed, combo, he belongs out there, man. Like he was created in some laboratory, but my man could ball. And I think he's ready to lead that defense to not only be a top 2 finish, but number 1. Like they have that type of talent up there. That's what they played with last year. And the situation was way worse last year when you think about how much time they spent on the field because the offense's lack of productivity. Mm-hmm. So in all those things, that's why I'm like, I got the Bills being that 6th seed. I got them winning 9 games, man. And I think they split with New England. They always play New England tough, and I think they split with them this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Defense will be too much for Brady this year.
I think so. Early on.
Too much pressure.
Yeah, I think early on they'll get to him. I think Josh Allen's emergence or step forward helps tilt the balance a little bit. Whereas last year, Josh wasn't playing at that type of level. Whereas I think this year, you don't have to worry about him as much.
What's interesting is that running ability.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I like. Think about a Cam Newton. Early on with Cam, before he had his accuracy, he would make some throws, but the majority of his plays came with his legs. You saw Josh last year make a ton of plays with his legs.
Well, and that's the formula to beat the Patriots.
Absolutely.
Like, that's how Jacksonville has gotten close in the past. And, like, even, you know, we've done it in some of our last matchups against them where you're running out the clock and you're not giving Brady a chance to get the ball and you're playing good defense.
The best way to beat New England is keep Brady off the field, period. And I think they're going to be able to do that, man. So that's why I got them as my 6th seed, 9 wins.
All right.
Let's go Buffalo.
All right, so we got this played out here. How are we gonna do this playoff thing here? I'm trying to think
I was gonna say I have no clue, man.
Do you have it written down?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you?
I do have I have it.
Did you pick scores
down,
too?
I don't have scores.
Oh, I was like, God, duh.
I have it broken down. So like my wild card.
Yeah, so I know.
I have it written. So you can remember.
I know. Yeah. So, my 2 versus my 6, my 3 versus.
Are you 3 versus
my 3 versus my 6, my 4 versus my 5.
Okay.
Then from there they go up. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Yeah. So. We'll just say wild card both AFC and NFC.
Okay.
Like what happens?
Yeah.
All right, my wild card. My 3 seeds the Chiefs versus the Texans, the 6th seed. I got the Chiefs winning there.
Okay.
And then my Jacksonville versus Browns. That's an interesting game right there. 2 teams that they don't have.
That I don't believe in.
They don't have any reputation to them for playoff success, really. I got Jacksonville over the Browns.
Okay.
I feel like that defense is going to rough up Baker Mayfield. They're going to go down to Jacksonville, and it's not going to be pretty. And then my NFC wild card. So I have the Chiefs and Jaguars making it out for AFC. Falcons over the Panthers.
Okay.
Falcons are my 3 seed, and the Panthers are 6, so they got to play down in Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlanta's offense is going to be a little too much for Cam, and they're gonna pull it out.
Okay, all right.
And then Seahawks over Cowboys.
All right.
Cowboys are the 4 seed. Seahawks at 5. They're gonna go into Dallas and take them out. Too much hype for the Cowboys. That too much pressure for them. Seahawks always flying under the radar, consistent. They're just gonna come in and take care of business there.
Okay.
People are gonna be yelling about Dak. I don't know if he's going to sign a contract during this year. Probably not, but that's going to be a huge debate after this game.
Absolutely.
That Seahawks-Cowboys game.
Okay.
That's going to be a pivotal point.
So for me, in the AFC, I have Steelers versus Bills. That first wild card, obviously got the Steelers winning that. I think the Steelers are primed to do something special this year. Then the second wild card is the Texans versus the Chargers. I got the Texans winning that, man. I think LA playing in Houston. In the Dome, I think that the Texans get it done. I think Deshaun Watson is on pace to have something special going this season. I think DeAndre Hopkins proves that he's the number 1 receiver now that AB is away from Big Ben. And I think that's how this thing plays out, man. Yeah, then in my NFC, I have the Eagles versus the Seahawks in the first wild card matchup. I got the Seahawks pulling the upset, man. I think
we
that
we both like that, just little Seahawks.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks they are not flashy, but they find ways to win. And you have a quarterback. I believe Russell Wilson is the better quarterback. I think the Seahawks have the better defense as well with Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, and obviously the addition of Jadeveon Clowney. So when you factor in all those things, man, I got the Seahawks winning that matchup. And then the oldest rivalry in all the NFL, the opening game of the NFL regular season, and now we get them in the wild card to open it up, the Packers and the Bears. I think Aaron Rodgers gets the job done.
Okay.
I think he finds a way to win, beat the Bears. Obviously, it's going to be in Green Bay. That helps them out. So, yeah, that's how I got that playing out.
Perfect. And now for the divisional rounds.
Uh-huh.
So I have the Steelers playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's the 1 versus the 4 seed.
Yeah.
At home, Steelers get that revenge on Jacksonville, even though we got a little bit of that taste last year.
Yeah.
Jacksonville comes up. Dude, Ben is not letting that happen here. He is not. Everything about this year, he's motivated, but then especially that team, even though it's Foles instead of Bortles, you still got some of those similar faces down in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Ben's not gonna let that happen up in Pittsburgh. This is the year.
This is the year, man. 15-1, win it all. I got you, man. I already know how this story plays out.
And then New England with the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs upsetting the Pats this year.
Okay.
Probably should have happened last year if you if you look at how some of those things played out. But this time, I have the Chiefs at 3, so New England's 2. The Chiefs are going up to New England and taking care of business there.
Get a little taste of their own medicine there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Little revenge game there as well.
I like that.
A lot of storylines here in these divisional deep predictions.
I like it.
And then for my NFC, I have the Packers over the Seahawks.
Okay.
Rodgers gets his revenge there too.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm looking back too far, I think, with some of these storylines.
Golly.
5 years ago with that fumble on the onside kick.
Absolutely. We already got my man fired.
Yeah. So Rodgers takes care of business at Lambeau, and then we got. Oh wait, am I even reading this right? No, I'm good. I'm looking forward. Yeah, I'm straight.
All right. Okay.
I was about to say. Okay. And then we got the Falcons over the Rams.
I'd have heard it all. All right, go with it, baby. Yeah, own it, Deke.
Dude,
own it.
I'm owning it. It's. They're playing with nothing to lose still.
Right.
The Falcons. They're not to that high pressure point yet, and they're just slinging it around. I feel like the Rams have a little more to prove, a little more pressure,
especially coming off a Super Bowl loss last year.
Off the Super Bowl thing, where it's like, all right, it was almost like the Falcons of previous, where all right, you've done it in the regular season, but you've choked in the playoffs. Like you're just gonna do it again. Little bit of pressure there for the Rams. They're gonna lose it. They're gonna choke it. The Falcons are just going in there free flowing. No one's really thinking they're gonna win or pull anything off. Okay. And they do pull it off, and somehow they're in the NFC Championship game for me.
Okay. All right. I like it. So for me, AFC, obviously it's gonna be.
I done heard it
all. So for me, coming out of the AFC divisional round, it starts out with the Patriots as the 1 seed. They'll be playing against 3, 6, 4, 5. So they'll be playing against the Texans, who are the 4 seed. I think they can get the job done versus them. I don't think the Texans have enough firepower to keep up with the Patriots. I think the Patriots are the better coached team. So I have them winning that matchup.
No Bill O'Brien upsetting the
when you look at
Emperor.
When you look at the records, it's kind of like assistant coaches that go against Nick Saban and when he's at Alabama. Like he's the teacher for a reason. He's the master for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although there's been times they look decent, but they've had Osweiler in the past. You know, like the defenses look good versus the Patriots, but
it's not happening, man. It's not happening. So Patriots take down the Texans easily, and then we have a little throwback, man, where the Steelers go to Kansas City on the road, similar to what I was a part of in 2015.
Right.
And
is this going to be a shootout, or is it going to be the field goal?
I think it'd be another field goal game, man.
Really?
I do. I think both of the offenses are really good. but I think
A little colder outside.
absolutely the cold air factors in. I think that with the Chiefs having that bye week to prepare, they scheme up really good to essentially keep the Steelers out of the end zone, but they'll still move the ball without a doubt. But I think defensively, it's one of those games where they really step up for the Steelers and show that, this is real. This is the steel curtain. They're back.
Okay.
And they win a game defensively. So I got the Steelers beating the Chiefs, man. Yes, indeed. Now, when we take it to the NFC, I got the Saints as the 1 seed. They'll be playing against the Seahawks. I got the Seahawks pulling the upset on the road, man. I don't know why. I think they get it done, though. I think they go down to New Orleans. New Orleans has another letdown, off the bye week.
Heartbreaker.
Absolutely.
Russell Wilson, Hail Mary.
Absolutely. And I will say this, man. Outside of New England, a lot of teams struggle out of the bye in the playoffs because you're not engaged. You're not having that battle. It's different between practicing and playing in the games. And I think that hurts the Saints in this regard.
New Orleans is going to do a little too well during the regular season. You think,
right.
Maybe.
Because they'll have the 1 seed coming out the NFC, and they'll have that bye week. And then from there, you rest your starters that last week of the season. And then you factor in the bye week of the playoffs. By the time they get back out there, the Seahawks, man, been
they've been cooking.
Road Warriors cooking, taking heads. So I think they come in there, man, smelling blood, and they go ahead and do